All right, here we are back again for another InitVerse YouTube talk show. Today's guest is Nadine Jin. She's head of B2B at Let's Exchange.io. Welcome to the show today. How are you?
Yeah, thank you for inviting me today. All good, all good. Happy to join today.
Absolutely. I appreciate you taking the time. It's a little bit late in the evening there, so definitely appreciate you coming on and talking to us today and telling us a little bit about what you guys are working on at Let's Exchange. But I always like to ask people in the beginning of these interviews, like how you got interested in technology and more specifically crypto.
Yeah, it's a good question. I always ask the same question all of the new people that I meet. To be honest, I was super lucky. I was invited by one of my friends. She joined Centralized Exchange in 2021. She said like, you should join. I joined and that's all, to be honest. But previously I worked as a product manager in several tech companies. And yeah, I was just curious about tech and that's all. But in crypto, I was invited, thanks God, to my super good friend. So, yep, I'm super grateful to join so early. And, yep, right now I work in space for 4 years almost.
Wow, that's great. So you come in at the top of the last bull market or was it earlier?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, but you
It
stuck
was
around, right?
so,
You stuck around.
it was super painful. I was so stressed. Oh my God. I didn't believe that I joined so late. And yeah, right now I'm so happy and market is so good. So, yep, it's a good question.
Yeah, so like do you have a favorite blockchain or can you talk about that? Yeah.
Yeah, right now my favorite one is Sui. I really love it. Last week I was at Sui Base Camp in Dubai. I was really impressed about what they're building right now, the projects. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of Sui. I'm a huge fan of meme tokens on Sui like Hippo and Lofi. So yeah, not financial advice, but I think that Sui is something they are building something different right now. I have tried the new gameplay. I really wanted to buy it. It was amazing experience. So they're not like some blushy L1. They're trying to sell something. They're really building, and I really like it. And I can try it. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of Sui. I also like Tone, because for example, right now we use WeChat in Telegram. I
Right.
see a huge potential in Tone. So because I'm a fan of Pavel Durov and because I'm from SAS, I think I totally understand the Tone and Sui are like my favorite
Yeah,
ones.
that's super cool. I actually obviously I'm a proponent here of any chain, which is our chain, but I actually before I started working for InitVerse, I got to I messed around a little bit on the SUI testnet before they went live and
Oh.
I got one of their testnet like NFTs and like some stuff when they were like just getting started. So I have a little bit of experience on that chain as well. Ton I haven't messed around with or used yet, so I need to see what they're working on. But I'm big on interoperability, so I'm always interested in like learning about new chains and stuff. So I appreciate you mentioning that. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about Let's Exchange and what you guys are doing there. Can you talk about like maybe just give some of the main advantages of your centralized exchange and what you guys are building, and then we'll talk about the decks after that.
Yeah, sure. So one of the main thing about Let's Exchange, we are not centralized exchange. We are an aggregator. We take liquidity from centralized exchanges, data centralized exchanges, and by providing liquidity from, I think almost 30 plus right now liquidity providers, we managed to provide swap for 5,000 assets, 300 plus blockchains. So, for example, you can swap Bitcoin to Sui, I don't know, Monero to Bitcoin, and so on, and you can do it in several clicks on our platform. And our main business is also providing this solution via API. We provide it to Trezor, H, Trusty, Keeper, and other wallets. We also provide it to L1 solutions like yours. So we try to onboard people in Web3 space super easily and smoothly. So yeah, we are an aggregator.
Yeah, sorry, I should have mentioned aggregator, not sex. What are like the what sort of obstacles do you guys deal with like being an aggregator?
Oh, a lot. To be honest, one of the main one is that we need to explain the difference between us and centralized exchanges, between us and decentralized exchanges. Also, one of the things that why we have higher fees than centralized exchange, because anyone that comes to us like, oh, you charge like 1% for cross-chain swaps, but at the same time, they don't understand how many steps we do to go to,
Mhm.
I don't know, to check ML, after that to go to centralized exchange, to pay for network fees, to pay for support and everything to provide a cross-chain swap. So if you want to have a fully defined non-custodial way, for sure you have to pay 1 or 2%, and it's one of the obstacles that we face daily, to be honest. And the second one, I think that we need to understand and to make it more user friendly. As you know, crypto is super not user friendly, and a lot of projects are not user friendly. Even for me, it's difficult sometimes to use some new non-custodial wallets. That's why we need and we work daily to provide a better experience. So hopefully soon we are going to launch a new solution. So you shouldn't know, for example, how to swap from Bitcoin to Monero, how to add one wallet, add another wallet. So yeah, hopefully we will solve this obstacle too soon.
Yeah, I just got off a phone call a minute ago or a meeting a minute ago with a bridging solution. So I know the costs associated with that infrastructure. Are you guys building out your own infrastructure? Is that what you're hinting at, or do, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's a good question. Yep, thank you for asking. Right now, we decided that we want to switch our business model and that we are going to become more as an aggregator. Because from our side, we see that by integrating your chain directly, by integrating Ton, Tron, Sui directly on our platform, we can benefit a lot. And yes, we have our own infrastructure. But at the same time, it's a tricky question, that definitely we need to have our own infrastructure to provide better experience. But at the same time, why shall we create a bicycle when we can integrate several good solutions and provide a unique experience where we aggregate everything? And at the same time, you as a user, you don't need to go, I don't know, to Binance at the same time at Coinbase or Uniswap. You can do everything at Let's Exchange.
I like that. Yeah, and you mentioned Monero once or twice as we talked it. I'm a super big I'm a large advocate for privacy coins. I think they're like fundamental to freedom and fungibility. Like they have an increased level of fungibility, obviously. So is I also like pay close attention to market trends and like where these projects are, over the duration of, since they launched. And Monero is hasn't made a new all-time high in like 7 years, but it seems it's actually like doubled up Bitcoin for the last 12 months in price performance. Is that something like have you seen like a lot of action on through what you got through Let's Exchange with Monero? Is that why you mentioned it? Is that like am I just like reading too much into you mentioning Monero?
Yeah, oh my God. So, yep, I'm also a huge fan of, thank you for sharing that. I think it's a lot of people in crypto, they're huge fans of privacy tokens. Me the same way. I usually participate in Prague, all Monero coins. I'm a huge fan because Monero, Zana, Xelis, Fire. I think all of the privacy tokens we partner with them. We provide, we have a huge demand on our services, you, I think, noticed. So yeah, Monero, I think 1 month ago or maybe 2 months ago, it was our default pair on Let's Exchange. So if you open our website, it was Bitcoin to Monero. Right now, we switched it to Bitcoin to Ethereum. So yeah, we have a huge demand for it, but it's a tricky question, as you know.
Yeah, right. Over the weekend, I just happened to notice that like I was looking at Monero and Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin before the last move was up like 70% for the last 12 months, and Monero was up like 140%. So it looks like Monero, not financial advice or anything, but it looks like Monero might actually make a new all-time high after not making an all-time high last cycle. So I just find that was something that like I found interesting when you mentioned Monero. Can you
I
walk
think
us
the same way.
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry, yeah.
it's interesting. Can you like walk us through like how somebody gets a token gets listed with your aggregator?
Yeah, sure. We have a listing team and we have three main criteria. So first of all, as we work on aggregator, for us it's super important to understand where we can take liquidity. Because, for example, if we are going to talk about Monero right now, before it was like 20 exchanges, everyone, Binance, Bybit, and so on, they supported Monero. But right now, it's like several of exchanges with whom we work, they provide liquidity for us from Monero. So one of the criteria that we have for any asset, we need to have at least several liquidity providers because, for example, we can list, I don't know, Lofi on Sui, and in one we will do a lot of cross marketing announcement, and in 1 week we say, oh, sorry, right now this exchange doesn't work with Lofi, so we couldn't provide the swaps. It's not good for our business. So first of all, it's definitely about liquidity, and for if we see that we can take liquidity from 20 plus centralized exchanges and that centralized exchanges, for sure, we would be happy to list us up. But at the same time, second one, if we see that this asset is a unique one, they want to list with us, but it's only available on one centralized exchange or two centralized exchanges, and they are not tier one, for sure, we ask some fees for cross marketing and to cover some potential losses for our users. It's one of the thing. And also we see for the community. For us, it's important that this asset has a community or demand from our community and partners. For example, one of the success cases that we had 2 months ago, it's P Network. And like in 1 week, 10 of our top partners, they asked, please list P Network. And yes, we even couldn't find some liquidity providers for P Network. We managed to solve this problem, but in that case, it's for sure, we are trying to solve it. But yeah, from our side, one of our unique value proposition is that we support 5,000 assets. So any asset that is available on the market and we see demand, hopefully we can list and we try to negotiate with teams directly. So we can not only list, but provide some values. For example, cross marketing, co-marketing activities. So people can know that they can swap Bitcoin to Sui, for example.
Great explanation. Quick follow-up. Something that I've never worked for, an aggregator. So I'm curious, like, are you in talk, do you talk to market makers directly, or is that something that like projects themselves have to provide that sort of liquidity?
Ah.
Yeah.
It's a great question. No, from our side, we don't talk directly with market makers, but we have several close partners with whom we always in touch. For example, Penetrate. If you need a market maker, we can refer them to you. We can, yeah. But we don't talk with them directly because we take liquidity from our providers. So we just take liquidity and that's all. We don't need a market maker as a centralized exchange or as a decentralized exchange. We don't need automatic market making. But a lot of tokens that they come to us on early stage, they want to have marketing teams, they want to have development teams, they want to have market makers. Thanks to our network, we have all of these partners, and we usually try to refer them to our proven partners. Because previously I worked on centralized exchange, and I know that to find a good market maker, oh my God, you need to find a good market maker to at least not succeed in the market but survive.
Right, right. Yeah. I appreciate the explanation. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not trying to pry too much into your bit your the back room dealings or whatever you want to say in crypto, but I had I had to ask that question. I was kind of curious how that worked. About like regulatory stuff, everybody's favorite part of crypto. How do you guys make sure you're compliant as far as that goes?
Yeah, it's a great question. So from our side, we have a legal team who shares, for example, hey Nadine, we couldn't work we couldn't work here, we couldn't work here. We have our registration in Hong Kong, Seychelles, we have our license in Canada. So yes, to be honest, we try to comply, and right now we are also because right now there are more regulations than it was 4 years ago when I joined. We are trying to check it daily, and we are also trying to receive as many licenses as possible, because this year we decided to switch our focus. We decided to go directly to legal part. We decided to receive this micro license, to receive license to work in UK, US, and so on. So it's our direction how we would like to work and to address this.
That's awesome. Congratulations on that stuff, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, it
Working
might.
on it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not easy to especially it's interesting with like the internet, the innovation of the internet, and then DeFi really opened up like everything to everyone. So it's hard
Yeah.
to be compliant in every jurisdiction around the world, like especially with different governments come in all the time in different countries and change and the rules change. So it's nearly impossible to always make, these governments happy. So, yeah, tough task for sure.
Yep, yep, for sure.
Yeah. So what do you have any like can you talk a little bit more about like maybe your roadmap for the rest of this year or where you guys are heading?
Yeah, sure. So right now we have launched our DeFi API. So right now we provide to our partners like a fully DeFi way where we provide AVM chains, and we are going to integrate Tron, Ton, Sui, and Sol for fully DeFi aggregator. So it's one of our goal for as Q2. In Q3, we are going to launch our super app. So that's why I'm saying that we would like to onboard newbies, and you shouldn't know how to do a lot of stuff, but you can come to our app and do everything that you need. For example, you know about new meme token, like I don't know, Grok or Hippo or Migos, and you can buy, swap, or sell it on us. And at the same time, you can do basic transaction, have a card, and so on. So one of our goals for this year to launch this application. And yeah, for sure to go to a legal side too. So these are three our main milestones for this year.
So let me just make sure I understand. You guys don't actually custody any tokens, or I know you can buy through you, right? Through your aggregator.
Yeah, but buy and sell option right now is possible via Transact and Mercurio. So right now we are a fully non-custodial solution.
Okay.
So buy sell is powered by our partners and we redirect to them. But hopefully in our super app we are going to change it and we are going to have more ways how to not only not to onboard users but to hold them too in our app. So we want to provide this kind of value.
Okay, great. Yeah, maybe you could talk just a little bit about security. These are the last couple questions I have.
Sure, it's a good question because for non-custodial solution like us, it's super important to have a high level of security. We do our internal audits monthly. We have also audit company with whom we work with Hacken, and we also have our bug bounty program. So you can go to Hacken website and see bug bounty. If you find any bug on our website, we would be happy to pay you for that. So yeah, it's one of the main priority for us, security and support for our users. Support is important for us, as I mentioned it already, because as you know, when you send funds to any company or you would like to do a swap, as a user, when it takes more than several minutes, I'm anxious. I'm like, oh my God, they are scammers, they scammed me, or they drained my wallet. I'm like, oh my God, what shall I do? So for us, it's super important to provide our support team. Our support team replies in several minutes maximum. And they say like, hey, Nadine, no worries. It will take 10 minutes. We'll send you funds and they will reply to you. They will be in touch. So it's our second priority. It's like security and support. So I hope that you are not going to face it, but if you face it, you can be sure that we will solve it.
Anybody who's been in crypto and done a swap knows that feeling. So I can sympathize with what you just said for sure.
Yeah, but super stressful. Once I was even scammed by our partner, so who knows?
Wow. Yeah, I see you guys support almost seven or almost 6,000 5,680 plus it says cryptos. I'm hoping to get uh the Universe any chain token on as supported as well. We've been talking about that a little bit. But yeah, I appreciate your time today and you coming on here to talk to us for a little bit and explaining a little bit more about what you guys are doing there. And yeah, hopefully you and I can talk some more about business in the as well.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Bryer, for inviting me. And yeah, hopefully we can partner soon. And yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Hang on one second. I'll say a proper goodbye.
Oh, sure.